The program, the 5-day program of the SSP, is experienced by individuals along a timeline. So the experience of day 1 is not the experience of day 5. There's a progressive change in the neural regulation of the social engagement system. There's a theory, and there's also the actual implementation of the theory built into the SSP. So day 1 has a very narrow frequency band that was designed to get the acoustic information into the brain. And it has to do with what's called the resonance frequency of the middle ear structures. It means what gets in, whether or not the middle ear muscles are working. So in a way, if you can get some sound in there, and then you can modulate it, you're triggering a feedback loop that would then help regulate those middle ear muscles. And so the symptoms, or at least the features that the therapist may start seeing, is that by, let's say, after the second day or the third day, the child will be exhausted. So exhaustion becomes one of those positive symptoms or cues that you look for. The exhaustion is the fact that the feedback loop is now recruiting those muscles, and those muscles are fatiguing, and they're sending out into the body, just like any other muscle, that they're tired. And the body reads that as exhaustion. So frequently we have cues or comments by the parents that my child slept like he never slept before. And this normally starts to occur by around day 3. So day 1 is basically we're starting to get the system going. By day 2, we're expanding the demand on the system, and the demand on the system keeps progressively getting greater by day 5. The reason it's not all day 5, we don't have 5 days of day 5, is that the nervous system isn't ready for that large of dynamic range. The dynamic range includes all the frequencies that we use in our vocalizations to convey human speech. It's not about how well we sing, it's how well we communicate. So the system is really partitioned to optimize the processing of human speech. And so the first couple of days, it doesn't even sound like good human speech, but we're getting the sounds in. By day 3, it starts making much more sense, but by day 4 and 5, the sounds actually start carrying out the full range, and they now become more interesting, and we can actually experience the sounds coming and going, meaning they're being more filtered or less filtered. And the psychological experience of that to the person whose social engagement system is now on board is it creates an interest. It's like the sound, I'm curious, I want the sound, I'm looking forward to it. And when it comes in, the body goes through a reaction of almost exuberance. If you do that earlier, especially with people with trauma histories, the body goes into a feeling of loss. So the person's voice is disappearing, and now the body goes, they're gone. But as our nervous system becomes more attuned, more regulated, this modulation of the voice, the prosodic features, captures our interest, triggers our enthusiasm to listen. And you see this, especially in the children, in their face. You start seeing the upper part of the face literally almost with glee. And they're reacting to the world that they hadn't reacted to maybe ever before. And the range of their experiences are comfortable to them. Now, there are other things that will come out, and that is curiosity, spontaneous engagement, and even greater interest in diversity of food, which I always found a very interesting one, but it's so confirmatory of the theory because the neural structures of what we're trying to trigger with the listening, with the safe and sound protocol, are the same nerves that regulate ingestive behaviors. So the body wants this curiosity, not only the curiosity and diversity of sound and social engagement, but the diversity of ingestion.